What a building! Where are we today?
Dr. Bilo, well, this was a ride, eh?
Yeah.
Crossing the Brenner. Whew.
The Alps.
The Alps.
Through the Alps.
We are in Bolzano. We are in front of the Saleva building, and we're going to meet Stefano Avenzani, who holds a PhD in integral facades and is project leader and group leader for facade research at EURAG.
Ah, okay. What's the topic for today?
Aluminium in facades.
Ah, yeah, perfect example.
Good example. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Cut.
The first thing we're going to talk about is aluminium in facades, then the material properties of aluminium. The third aspect is, as usual, the openings, windows, doors, other aspects of that. Let's start with aluminium in facades. Stefano, how does an aluminium system work? Sticks and cladding, that's what we learned. And how does this work qua function?
Yeah. Hi, Uli. Thanks. Okay, you keep it. Sorry.
It's mine. No, it's his.
So finally, aluminium really is a very clever material. You can do many things. So to close basically an envelope, so the envelope is the closure, you can basically follow two ways. In case of a transparent system, you have to basically keep on a glaze system on staying there. So aluminium in this case will cover all the function of structural behavior of the facade. And in case, for example, of a stick system, we'll be able to carry on glazing.
Okay.
Like this one.
Stick system means these two glass sheets are somehow fixed to a substructure.
Exactly. This is a kind of fixed window in a way, yeah.
So this-
And behind there is this story, yes.
Okay.
This is aluminium. This part is aluminium. It is extruded. That's a very powerful way to get the this kind of infinite basically shapes. And thanks to the shape you give, then you can attach many things. And one very special and very useful is attach IGU, so insulating
IGUs.
glazing unit. Yeah.
So this is what happens here. This is
The aluminum profile, already extruded in this shape. Also, this is aluminum, and then you can
this mimics an IGU. This
Yeah.
mimics a glass unit.
IGU fixed thanks to this part of the aluminum, and this is the one you can take away. Just is interlocked, and then you can plug in other kind of materials. In this case, like gaskets and so on, thanks to the shape basically.
And this is an EPDM gasket to seal it here. Same does it here. And this is the thermal break. So the screws which actually penetrate here, they're actually covered in this thermal break.
Because of course this is outside, this is inside. You don't want to bring in cold, or let's say to let the heat going outside. Then you can fix it with the cover cap. In this case, very peculiar. You don't see the cover cap. You don't have the cover cap, but you fix it with the silicone. It's a kind of called shadow glazing, because the facade you don't see how the glazing is fixed basically. So all what is aluminium is behind. It's just fully uniform glazed surface. Yeah.
And then the alternative would be to have a cover cap on top of here
That's it.
if you go for a normal stick.
Yeah, and you fix it with the screw, and then the cover cap just give you the aesthetics.
Okay, can you keep that for a moment so we show this this inside of this stick system? Let's see if we can break it. Take it up. You see, there are still these screws. So these screws are somehow a thermal transport.
Thermal bridge.
Thermal bridge. Yes, missing the word. This thermal bridge goes through here into this screw channel, so there must be energy exchange here.
Yeah. And so with this material, you basically stop the heat to go from the inside hot and to the outside cold. And what is nice is that in the stick systems there are not so many components. Aluminium, there can be done EPDM or kind of gaskets and thermal breaks, but then it's really free materials, glazing, aluminium, and sealants, and not so much. So in a way, it's a kind of easy system. What is the complexity? Is the shape that you decide to extrude. That's the core, smart things, yeah.
And that's the nice thing with aluminium, that you can extrude it and by that say change the shapes in a certain way. Yeah. Okay, this is about the layout. We also talked about the function.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the material properties. Extrusion you named already is one way of producing it, then the flat sheet, and we need to talk about corrosion. It's a metal.
Yeah. So this is extruded, but aluminium is very useful also when you just laminate or you press it, and you can decide basically to get foils or sheet of the desired thickness. And what is nice is that with this you can industrialize many of the facade design you can wanna do. And in this property, corrosion. So aluminium is a metal, but basically with no iron. So there is very few corrosion on a surface, and so the surface gets basically protected automatically by.
So this is what we see. This is what we see inside here as well. So this is already corroded aluminium surface.
Yeah.
So we don't need to give it another coating. It just stays as it is.
Yeah. And a very nice thing also to the outside, when you wanna do like color aluminium surface, then you can get this anodization and then the color on the anodization. So, and one very also important, interesting thing of aluminium, which is 100% theoretically recyclable.
Yeah.
So what is aluminium here, you can unscrew it, or you can, with thanks to interlock, to remove it, and then you can take it, and you could form theoretically infinite times of new shapes, and yeah.
No, I keep it. It's mine. Let's talk about the last field of activities: openings, windows, doors. How do we get windows and doors in there? Well, this is a window.
This is a kind of window. This is actually a fixed one, but you could plug other kind of profiles to get a really openable window. So like a sash or just a normal window. And what is nice is that everything is basically designed carefully. And so before, and so then once you industrialize it, really to assemble the system, and you can then have what kind of openings you want, thanks to the extrusion shape. That is the key to have inside such a system different kind of openings.
Okay, I think we talked about aluminium facades. Now you take it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cut.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
Ja, fand ich auch, ne?
Okay. Thanks a lot, Uli.
Hey, give it to me. Right, thanks for showing.
Coming.
Very cool, very nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. It still doesn't say cut. We go on.